For the first time in nearly 2 centuries, a statue of Thomas Jefferson is no longer standing inside New York City Hall. The likeness of the founding father officially removed after the city council voted for the change because Jefferson once owned slaves.
Now to an update on the fate of a controversial statue of Theodore Roosevelt outside the American Museum of Natural History. The statue at the museum's entrance will be removed after years of criticism that it symbolizes colonialism and racial discrimination.
Cleveland's Major League Baseball team says it took the name Indians in 1915 as a tribute to a Native American player. But now, after years of protests, that name will be dropped, according to the New York Times.
And together, we are all Cleveland Guardians.
Yes, the University of Wisconsin is removing a boulder, a racist rock, which apparently is rock. Yeah, it's called Chamberlain Rock, and it's 42 tons, but it's been removed from the Madison campus because a couple of students said that the rock was a symbol of racism. Now, you might wonder, how can a rock be a symbol of racism? Well, back a long time ago, I'm talking about the 1920s, a few people referred to the rock by a racial term. So now they're getting rid of the rock.
Tonight, Netflix employees walking out of the company's Hollywood office after weeks of internal backlash.
If your satire is punching down, you are being a bully.
Yeah! Employees angered over Netflix's handling of Dave Chappelle's new comedy special, The Closer, which features jokes centered on his relationship with the trans community. Some employees calling the special transphobic.
We didn't care what Dave Chappelle was doing until you come for our community.
It was supposed to be a sweet post by actor Chris Pratt paying tribute to his wife, but it backfired big time.
Thank you. Actor Chris Pratt is facing backlash for, of all things, posting a tribute to his wife, Katherine Schwarzenegger, for her birthday. She's given me an amazing life and a gorgeous, healthy daughter. It sure sounds like a heartfelt expression of love, and it has more than 2 million likes. But as happens on social media these days, it has backfired. Some are claiming that Pratt's use of the word healthy is a dig at his ex-wife, actress Anna Faris, and their adorable 9-year-old son, Jack. Jack was born 2 months premature and has undergone several operations. He still deals with visual impairments and heart issues. One comment goes, "As a special needs parent, you triggered me when you said she gave you a healthy daughter, like implying your last wife didn't."
The Democrat-led House kicked off the 117th Congress with new rules removing gender. On page 5 of the 45-page package, strike chairman and insert chair. On page 6, strike father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sister, husband, wife, father-in-law or mother-in-law, and insert parent, child, sibling, spouse, or parent-in-law. And then strike himself or herself and insert themself.
Eternal God.
It even made its way into the prayer on the opening day of Congress.
A man and a woman.
Pronouns are words used to describe a person when you were talking about them. According to a Pew Research Center study, about 1 in 5 Americans say they know someone who prefers to identify themselves with a pronoun other than he or she. Being referred to by the wrong pronouns particularly affects transgender and gender nonconforming people. And Merriam-Webster dictionary revealed last month it is officially expanding the definition of the word they to refer to a, quote, single person whose gender identity is non-binary.
The truth is that misinformation takes away our freedom to make informed decisions about our health and the health of our loved ones. During the COVID-19 pandemic, health misinformation has led people to resist wearing masks in high-risk settings. It's led them to turn down proven treatments and to choose not to get vaccinated.
We've increased disinformation research and tracking within the Surgeon General's office. We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation.
The big concern, though, I think, for a lot of people on Facebook is that now this is Big Brother watching you.
They're more concerned about that than people dying across the country because of a pandemic where misinformation is traveling on social media platforms. That feels unlikely to me. If you have the data to back that up, I'm happy to discuss it.
About things that are on Facebook, I looked this morning. There are videos of Dr. Fauci from 2020 before anybody had a vaccine, and he is out there saying there's no reason to be walking around with a mask. So is the administration going to contact Facebook and ask them to take that down?
Well, first, I think what Dr. Fauci has said himself, who's been quite public out there, is that science evolves, information evolves, and we make that available in a public way to the American people.
Now, this is the charge just filed in California against Facebook, Twitter, President Biden, and the U.S. Surgeon General on behalf of a digital strategist named Justin Hart. Now, Hart had his social media most recently locked for merely posting an infographic that illustrated the lack of scientific research behind forcing kids to wear masks to prevent the spread of COVID.
Mr. Zuckerberg, tell me about Sintra. What is the Facebook internal tool called Sintra?
Senator, I'm not aware of any tool with that name.
Well, let me see if this refreshes your memory. There's a demonstrative now over my shoulder. Sintra is a tool that Facebook uses to track its users, not just on Facebook, but across the entire internet. Sintra tracks different profiles that a user visits, their message recipients, their linked accounts, the pages they visit around the web that have Facebook buttons. Sintra also uses behavioral data to monitor users' accounts, even if those accounts are registered under a different name. And you can see a shot here, screenshot provided to us of the Sintra platform. We blocked out the user's name in the interest of privacy, although you can see this individual's birth date and age, when they first started using Facebook, their last login, as well as all manner of trackings. How many different devices have they used to access Facebook? How many different accounts are associated with their name? What accounts have they visited? What photos have they tagged? And on and on and on.
So you guys are full on ready to defend the property?
Yes, we are. This graphic video capturing the chaos. A crowd appears to be chasing the armed man when he falls to the ground and starts firing.
The defense told a different story, arguing Rittenhouse felt threatened by Grosskreutz and acted in self-defense.
When you were standing 3 to 5 feet from him, it wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
The fact that white supremacists roam the halls of Congress freely and celebrate this little murderous white supremacist, and the fact that he gets to walk the streets freely, it lets you know these people have access to instituting laws. They represent the legislative branch of this country.
This idea of white vigilante violence is something that we have to wrestle with, and it may not be done in one single court case, but we've got a pattern now where white men feel that they have the right to enforce the law themselves. When you look at Ahmaud Arbery, when you look at this case, when you look at Trayvon Martin, when you look at the white mob that attacked the Capitol, that somehow there is a group of people that think that they have the right to take the law into their own hands. They can leave their home with guns and they can enforce their vision of the law on other people.
It's not okay for a man to grab a rifle, travel across state lines, and shoot 3 people and then walk free. It's not okay for the judicial system to be blatantly and obviously stacked against people of color. It's not okay for there to be an entirely different set of rules for white people. But I don't care about Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't care about that racist judge. And I don't care about how up that jury must be. White people have been getting away with murder since time began. I don't care about that. I care about you. And I can't believe I have to say this, but you matter.